We settled Mars over a century ago. Making this dusty rock our home wasn't easy, but the promise that led us across the void was freedom. Something my family's bled for many times.
Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, introducing you to my Red Faction Armageddon Insane Difficulty video walkthrough. This is it. This is the climax of the game. And this is the level that I've entitled Giving the People Air, which is a lovely Arnie quote, or a take on an Arnie quote from Total Recall, when he's talking to Copenhagen, the guy who's denying the people air. And we are turning a Terraformer on, which effectively is going to give people air. So, you know, I was in a bit of a lackadaisical mood. I thought, why not have some Arnie to cheer me up? And it certainly did at the time. So, what you're going to be doing here is, you're going to be running around this first area of the Terraformer, destroying the tentacles. You'll notice I get really damaged on that first one, and it's just because I was so close to the enemies right then. But this level is kind of challenging because you're going to be stood on the platform in the middle, and there's going to be enemies spawning all around you. The enemies are going to be destroying the Terraformer as you try to rebuild it, and you have to repair the cores to make sure it keeps counting down. And the only problem with this is the enemies get really close, and they will then attack the cores and then attack you. And it's sometimes random if they prioritize the cores or if they prioritize you. So the strategy that I came up with is, as soon as everything was fully repaired so that it started doing the Terraformer charging thing, I threw the shell down to protect me from the projectiles. And what happens is, I repair everything so it starts counting down, and I stand inside the shell so I can't take any damage. I don't focus on any enemies unless they're on the platform. If they're on the platform, that's when I kill them. If they're not, I ignore them. And all it becomes a case of is staying in your shell, and as soon as one of the cores gets destroyed, moving out of it, repairing it, and then moving back into the shell. And the only reason that this is even remotely challenging is because of how long the Terraformer takes to fill the bar. But as soon as you've done it, get back in your shell. You can fire at some enemies if you're bored or if you want to clear some numbers out, but it doesn't really matter. And this is the easiest way to do this bit. There's no way of, you know, making sure the enemies don't destroy the cores. They kind of just do. It's just how it works. And every so often there'll be somebody that gang rapes one of them and takes them down very quickly. But just keep moving if you don't have the ability to put the shell down, or if you're waiting for the cores to go down before you want to sit in it. And yeah, it's very, very simple. Just follow what I do. Just stay calm, stay cool. Make sure you've got your shell. If you haven't got shell, you can just circle strafe on this platform. You will not die as long as you're pretty adept at rolling about and hiding every so often to get your life back. I've done it myself. I didn't the first time I beat Insane. I didn't use the shell, but I thought of it on this fight, and it's actually a really, really unique and useful strategy that people will be able to use. But yeah, this guide took a while to do. That's why it's got the old intro on it. That's why it's, you know, it's been in circulation for a while. It's a long one, but at the same time I didn't have the same kind of focus on this as I could have, purely because there was so many other projects happening. But the next guide that you're going to be seeing is going to be the Rage Nightmare difficulty guide. I'm really looking forward to that game. I should have got it today, as I've mentioned in other videos, but I didn't. I will be getting it tomorrow, so I'll just have to be patient. But you're also going to be seeing a Portal 2 co-op guide coming up, which is very overdue. I've had it for a long time, but it's just not, you know, it's not a priority because there's not a lot of people that are going to be hitting that guide up. The campaign Portal guide that I made is one of the least successful guides I've done, and it's not because it's a bad guide. It's just because Portal itself is not essentially very challenging as long as you can, you know, figure the puzzles out. And there's that many other playthroughs on YouTube that it's not really garnered that much interest. Especially when you consider if you type it into YouTube, you'll probably not even see mine on the first 10 pages because there's that many. And that's just down to the fact that YouTube is, you know, it prioritizes the popular ones, and there are some people that have a ridiculous amount of subscribers and a ridiculous amount of support. And for us little guys, we have a hell of a difficult time competing with those type of people, mainly because we just can't reach those amount of numbers. We can't have that many likes. We just don't get the same coverage. And hopefully that's something that will change through hard work. And yeah, I look forward to it happening. I'm also going to be doing a video to advertise a friend of mine because he's on his third guide right now. He's just started. He's a very good gamer. He's making really high quality walkthroughs, and he deserves some more subscribers. I was going to advertise him earlier, but I wanted him to earn a few, and I think he's just hit 10, and he deserves a lot more. And the best thing about me advertising him is a bunch of people will then be able to go over, give him some constructive criticism, tell him what they like, tell him what they don't like, and hopefully it'll benefit him too, which is cool. But I'll probably talk about that in a completely video of its own. Right now we've got the last fifth of the bar to go up. One of the cores has just been taken out. You'll notice the enemies are all stood around, half shooting at me, half not. It's nowhere near as intense as that level that we were running past the hives and shit. This is really simple. It's not so much a letdown. I thought the game should have ended personally at the Queen. I thought you should have killed the Queen and that should have been it. All the other aliens should have just burst like Buffy or something stupid. Coming to the Terraformer just felt kind of pinned on. It felt like they were kind of do something a little longer. And I know the Terraformer itself is a pinnacle part of the story. It's what everything is based around. Because if it wasn't for the fact that Hale had managed to destroy it and get it turned offline, the aliens would not have been able to survive. It's that simple. So it is very key to the storyline, but I just felt that they were stretching the game out and it were unnecessary. Or perhaps if you'd not fought the Queen in the caves, you'd have just gone through the area to get to this place, and then once you turn the Terraformer on, the Queen like burst out of the ground and you fought her then, because I'm pretty old-fashioned me when it comes to game. I like to fight a last boss, and I like the game to end. The only other areas that I think are cool at the end are if they've got a novelty section for getting away from the shit zone. For instance, Devil May Cry, where you flew the plane, Resident Evil 4, where you're on the jet ski. I like the stupid, you know, unnecessary flying away, escaping moments. Aside from that, game should end. It's that serious. But this is a side gamer tag I have if you don't, you know, understand why it's not mine. There's the achievement for beating it on Insane for all the doubters that this guide will undoubtedly honour. And yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope it helped. And you take care now.